So the way to make money in AI is the same exact way to make money before AI. This made me hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm currently actually building an AI startup right now using this exact same method that I think will make me many more hundreds of millions of dollars. And I want to show you this strategy right here, because regardless if you are super experienced in software or not, I think if you're a beginner or even someone that's new to business, if you see this way of thinking and then apply AI to it, it's going to be very, very, very easy to make money. And when I say easy, you might roll your eyes and go, to me, it is very easy to make money doing this even without AI. So if you plug this in to AI, which is basically blown this wide open, the method I'm about to show you right here, there's really no reason you can't make a lot of money. You can apply this to very small examples where it's just you running ChatGPT, or you can apply this to stuff where you hire a team, you build a little model, and you push it out to certain businesses. Trillions, billions, and millions of dollars are going to be made by all ranges of people here, and I think you should understand this because it has made me a very rich man and given me a lot of control over my finances despite being an absolute buffoon. I mean, have you seen my Twitter at CSS Becker? I barely can spell words, and I don't know the difference between your and your, but this got me there. Also follow me on Twitter at CSS Becker. Let me show you. So, my first 9-figure company, Hyros, which I'm still director, I'm the head of product over there. What we did and how I got this company to a 9-figure valuation, actually much further now, is this. If you look at any business out there, and in this method, we want to focus on businesses. We're not going to build something for consumers. We're not going to make Uber. That costs a lot of money. It's very hard to make profitable. We want to make money fast and easy. All right, the good old gimmicky method. You know, that method that all the men in suits with cigars on YouTube are talking about these days. I'm gonna show you how to actually do it without selling you a course. When you look at a business model, you have to understand for a business to work, there's usually tons of things going on. And so for example, let's look at a online business e-commerce store. So for them to get customers, there has to be an ad. They have to have a customer come to the website. The customer has to check out. The customer has to then get shipped the product. And let's just leave it at that point right here. If you look at all these middle points right here in any business, and let's even like talk about where they're getting their supplies for the product from. In every business, there's little connectors. And what you need to understand is that between all these connectors, money is lost or gained. So for example, right here in this little connector in ads, let's say in order for them to make $100,000, they have to spend $10,000 in ads right here. Okay, and they're shipping right here. They have to spend $5,000 right here, and then $50,000 right here on product, and then I don't know, $500 on the website. Okay, this is going to be badly explained because again, I'm a buffoon. But you have to understand, at every step of one of these points, they're losing money, or there's a chance to gain more money. So, for example, on the website, you could optimize some text to the checkout process and make them an extra 5%. And so, when you look at every little business, what you want to do as an entrepreneur is you want to analyze businesses and you want to find the little connectors. And then you want to find where the connectors are just. So for example, with Hyros, I noticed in paid advertising, people weren't able to get their tracking set up correctly. It just wouldn't work. Facebook tracking, Instagram tracking, YouTube ad tracking. It's not very accurate. And because of this, businesses on usual were spending about 30%, even 50% more than they should be on ads. And so if I'm working with a business that's, doing several $1 million a month and they're spending, $500,000 a month on ads, that's a lot of money, okay? And so if we take they're spending $500,000 a month on ads and I allow them to save, let's say $100,000. And no, I'm never gonna get one of those little drawing boards. We're gonna deal with this purple crayon elementary school board forever. Also, if you like business training like this, follow me on Twitter at CSS Becker. I literally have archives places where I store large formats of text that break down everything you need to know to building a business. Stuff I learned, stuff when it comes to hiring, leading, how I target and run products, how I think of products, how I target markets. It's all there. I won't even show you around my cool house and try and sell you a course afterwards. I'll just show you how it works and let you be on your way, young Padawan. Scurry on. I don't have time to sell you something. What I can do is if I save them $100,000, I can say, okay, cool. I'm saving $100,000 a month. You give me $10,000 a month to run on my software. And they'll go, sure, easy. That is the method that I will use over and over again till the day I die. You just find a little breaks in businesses and then you make people more money than they pay you. Okay, so for example, on the site, we can make a little software that increases checkout rates by 5%, 10%. If they're making $1 million a month in their store and you increase it by 5%, that's an extra $50,000 a month for them. You can bill them $3,000 a month for it, no problem. Call them on the phone, say, I'll make you an extra $50K, you pay me $3K. Done. That is how you make money in business. It is selling a $100 bill for $20. You don't even have to try. So what AI does is it blows this absolutely wide open, because with software in general, these little gaps, I'm gonna bring this back up actually, and we're gonna draw on green now, and this is just gonna look like a dog turd by the time we're done. All these little gaps are really covered when it comes to normal software, okay, and services and contracting. The internet's been around for a long time. Software's been around for a long time. The bases are full. AI's been around 6 months now. People still haven't figured it out. They don't know what model training is. They don't understand there's other things in ChatGPT and where it's limited from. They don't understand how the image generation works. They don't understand the difference between Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. I do, and so I'm going to brag about it in this video. Between all these things, you can build little things, or you can create services that build little things that easily fill in all these blanks. So let's talk about two situations right here. Let's look at doctor's office, for example. It'd be really, really easy to, for example, to build a model. You take a model of ChatGPT, one of the older versions, and then you train it based to answer phone calls for doctors really, really well, okay? And that sounds very complicated. It's actually not. If you work with a developer, you can train models to do and specify in just about anything. You should go research this, you know, maybe after watching this video. Maybe get off your ass and do a little bit of research yourself, you lazy piece of shit. I'm not gonna do it all for you, but you could train a model and then go to doctors and say, we'll put this on your website, and this will increase your call bookings by 20%. Okay, booking is like a big gap for them. If they can increase their lost bookings by 10%, they make 10% more money. If a doctor's office is making $300,000, $500,000 a month, I don't know how much they make, you make them an extra $50,000, $20,000 a month, you can charge anywhere from $500 to $3,000 a month to use your little robot, okay? It's not even hard to train these things if you hire a developer. Or heck, you can learn how to do it yourself. I know to train image models. It took me like a week to learn. It's not that hard. Or let's look at this from like an outsourcing perspective. You could actually go and contact offices and train the robots for them. So let's say if you can train something, can increase their revenue by 5-10%, and that's going to make them extra $500,000 this year. You could charge them easily $100,000 for the install. This is how you need to be thinking. And so what you want to do is you want to look at these parts of businesses where the breakage is. Is there breakage between the advertisement? Is there breakage in the collection of the customer information? Is there breakage in delivery or conversion of the product? Is there breakage in getting the actual buffoon? Is there breakage in getting the actual product materials all together and shipped? Is there something we could do with AI, for example, that could cheapen the shipping or actually improve the shipping quality times or something like that? Is there a staff member that we could find a way to remove or take away with AI? Or could we actually do these things? So, for example, if they have like customer support agents they want to get rid of, could you build a chatbot specifically for them and replace the customer support agents and you run it? Heck, could you just apply as a customer support agent to 50 different jobs and then use ChatGPT to answer the questions and tickets on all those jobs? That's a cheesy one. But this is how you need to look at business. Look at the breakage. If it's a construction company, could you just build a little robot, a little AI chat thing that follows up with the customers via email and keeps trying to get them to book a call with them? Not just an email auto-response, something that actually follows up with them. Or could you put a little chat on the site? They'll answer all the basic questions and talk and increase the conversions that a construction company gets or a real estate company gets when a person lands on the site. This is how you have to think, and these things are not really that hard to do, and they're pretty cheap to build. And the result, if you build any of them, is crazy valuations based on what VCs are doing right now, and easy money. I will tell you, selling Hyros is the easiest thing on planet Earth because we can literally print money for less than we charge them. $1 million business comes on, we make them an extra $100,000, they pay us $10,000, $20,000. Easiest deal on earth. So I just wanted to point this out. I see all these videos talk about making money with AI, and there are all these like cheap little cheesy tactics. There are all these little things made by people that have never even worked or trained an AI model. And I'm like, that's stupid. That's not the way to do it. And plus 90% of the people doing it are just grifters trying to sell some course to you to teach you how to like use ChatGPT to spam people's email addresses, something like that. That's nonsense. Let's talk about building a real business here. So that being said, that's all I got today. Follow me on Twitter at CSS Becker. I actually write business guides. They're much more in depth. I share things that I learned from building a business. It's worth a lot of money. All in written text, all archived also. And I don't always have time to make these videos, so you should follow me there because I post a lot more than I make these videos. So I will see you in the next video.